Hey, what's up everyone? It's me, Nicole Young, and I am back with another video. This video is going to be a really quick one, but I'm really excited to bring this to you guys because it's going to be the first video in a series of videos that I'm going to be doing about my experiences being a Black woman in tech. If you hear the little clickies, that's Robin over in the other room, but I'm on my way out the door to a meeting, but wanted to film this really quickly for you guys. So in this series, I'm going to be talking about my experiences in tech, how I got into tech. I'm going to be talking about what it was like working at a tech startup and my experiences with that. I'm going to be discussing things like imposter syndrome and microaggressions and kind of dealing with working in an industry that is really lacking in diversity right now. And it was one that I was kind of apprehensive about doing, but it's one that ultimately I'm really excited about because when other people shared their stories with me, it really helped me on my journey and really helped to motivate me and help me to understand like what the larger issue is in the tech industry. And so I'm hoping that with me kind of sharing my experiences, I'll probably drop a video about once a week in this series. But I'm hoping that by bringing my experiences to you guys, that it just helps someone to see that they're not alone in this and that the things that they experience are things that other people are experiencing, and also just sharing the lessons that I've learned so far so that hopefully down the line, if you ever have to navigate the same type of situations, you have something to go off of with that. So, all right, let's get started. So today I'm just going to be talking about my background in tech and how I got into tech because it's very non-traditional. I grew up in a, your average small suburban town. I didn't really know anyone, any adults in my life or any of my older siblings. None of them were really in the technologies or in STEM. And I think because I didn't have a lot of representation, it never crossed my mind that being in STEM was an option for me, that, tech jobs were an option for me. It just intimidated me, I think, more so than anything. I definitely know, I remember vividly throughout school, kind of actively avoiding the more technical sciences and the more technical classes. So growing up, I didn't have any exposure to tech and it never crossed my mind to get into it or to study it. When I went to college, I ended up studying sport and exercise psychology. I come from a really big family of athletes and I was always interested in psychology. So I found a major that combined both of them. And I was really excited and interested about that. So, and while I was in university, I also picked up minors in African American studies and history, and I learned a ton, and that is definitely where my roots of being interested in diversity, equity, and inclusion can come from. And that's definitely where my desire to even do a series like this, sharing my experiences and trying to validate the experiences of Black women in this field, because I loved it so much. Through that, I was totally planning on going to get my PhD in psychology and African American studies. So I planned on doing that, but my senior year, I found out that I won a grant to go teach English as a second language in another country through the Fulbright program. I got a grant to go to Malaysia, and I was living in a really small town called Kedah, Malaysia, and that was it. Like I lived there for a year, and that experience and being able to travel around Southeast Asia during that time and just that whole experience opened my eyes to so much more and what was out there. It was my experience doing that I found out what a digital nomad was, and that was so interesting to me. And I just realized, like, this is the kind of stuff that I want to do, not the PhD and like staying in academia and that kind of thing. I realized that wasn't what I wanted to do. I decided to turn down all of the PhD offers that I had. I decided I'm just gonna figure out what it is that I'm gonna do. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what I was going to get into. I just knew that I was interested and being able to do something that enabled me to be a digital nomad or to work remotely or to just have more control over my life and to have more direct impact in the lives of other people than what I felt like a PhD program would have allowed me to do. So like as soon as I could get back from Malaysia, I just jumped right in. I started working for a nonprofit and got into that, and that was really cool. And I was helping out with digital marketing and event planning, and we were working out of a co-working space at the time. And in that co-working space was a tech startup that was growing, and they were looking to hire some people to help train their artificial intelligence model through image annotation. So if you're familiar with artificial intelligence, we were using computer vision to detect features in images, and I was basically someone on the team that was helping to annotate images to feed into the computer to build up that database of knowledge that it had basically. I got so interested in it, and we were using Python to help, make that stuff happen. And I got really interested in like, what is Python? What does it do? And like, I just felt really cool. I just thought it was so cool, like using the terminal on the computer to like type things in and run Python programs and stuff. And I just thought it was so fun. And I got really interested and then started to recognize that because that startup was growing so quickly, that I had opportunity to grow with the company. So, I took any opportunity I could within that company. I said like, I'm here, I'm your girl, whatever you guys need. I want to do that. So I ended up getting into that company and just really being able to grow. In my next video, I will be talking about my entire experience at that first job, at my first tech startup, and how I got into it and how my skills prior to getting into that tech startup really became an asset as I grew in the company, and just some experiences that I've had in that. I'll probably break it up into 2 parts, but I'm going to save the rest of that story for the next few episodes in this series. So make sure that you like this video and leave a comment below letting me know that you are interested in learning more about it. And if you have any questions about my experiences that you want me to answer, please leave them in the comments below, and I will definitely make sure that with each new video I'm answering those questions. And also, make sure you hit that notification bell so that you don't miss a video in this series, because it's going to be a really fun one, and I'm hoping to really start a lot of conversations with this, some real conversations with this series. So I love you guys as always. I'll see you later. Peace.